Good morning. Morning. It's cold this morning where I am. I wonder if it's warm where you are. My name is Julie Hannon. I still do it. I do it every time. I don't do it. There we go. I should go off and come back on. My name is Julie Hannon. Good morning. Welcome to Sunday Morning Sacred Center. It's so nice to be here with you. I'm in a special place this morning, a friend's house. I was going to be here today to teach a workshop this afternoon, which I may still do for one or two people. And this is a wild time, as we know, of people taking care of themselves and all of that. So my friend invited me to come here anyway, and I was so excited to be here on this very quiet lake on a Sunday morning. And I don't know if you live in a place that it's cold, but when it's really cold, it makes it even a little bit quieter. So I hear somebody sadly leaf blowing. I'm not a fan. So if you like this practice, if you're somebody who comes here every Sunday, please share it. I'm going down to do that right now, and I'd love to invite you to do the same. And then we're going to jump into a practice today, a special practice for this new moon, for the places of joining into Mars, for joining into the return of Mars from wherever Mars has been. And I'd love you to join me in doing that, to share this practice. So thank you, everybody. All right, I'm all with you all the time. Good morning. Let's all take a breath together. Everybody inhale. And everybody exhale. Breathe in. Good morning. Let's see, we've got New Hampshire. It's starting to flip through. Good morning. My girlfriend whose porch I'm standing on just logged in. We've got Berlin. Good morning. Sort of mid-Atlantic, Indiana, New Hampshire, Ontario, Vermont. So let's breathe in and connect to each other all around the world. Everybody inhale. Together, one breath, one people. Everybody exhale through your mouth. Breathe in again and breathe out. So let's begin this practice this morning with paying deep attention to your body. So go inside and do a really close reading. A close reading of where you are right now. Inhale down into the earth. I'm going to inhale from New England all the way down to Florida. And breathe up. On your next inhale, go up through your body. Do this close reading. Follow your breath up through your body energetically. And notice where you are right now this morning. This practice was really born from the place of connecting to love while we distance. Connecting to love over fear. It feels like fear is creeping back in. So breathe in again and notice if there's any little places hiding deep inside you that have any fear. Fear of going out into the world, fear of connecting physically with other people, fear of invisible virus that's very contagious. Breathe in again. Honor that place, those places of fear. They're real in our old programming, in the past, in our biology, in our wanting to survive. And then your next breath in, whenever that comfortably is, please bring love into that fear. Love the fear. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then lay one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly or your womb if you have one. Happiness or peace is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. This is a teaching from Gandhi. Breathe in. You're listening to your body with your hands. Lay your hand, one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. What are you thinking, saying, and doing? What does it align with? Does it align with happiness? Does it align with worry? Does it align with doubt or fear, peace or joy? Breathe in again. Love it all, whatever shows up. Exhale down and give some of that love to the earth. This week in my practice, I've been really aligning with the equal exchange of breath. The trees exhale, and I inhale their exhale. And the trees inhale my exhale. We give and we take. So can we receive love and give love? Yesterday, I'm not an astrologist, but yesterday I spent some time with a friend doing a yantra for Mars, coloring a yantra to call in this energy, this change of Mars. Change to Mars. Mars came out of retrograde. And the planets, just like the moon moving around, really affect us, really bless us. And this is an important weekend of new moon, and yesterday was Diwali. And Diwali is a place that brings us to return to balance. This balance that we've been in the place, return to balance of, I'm going to share, right? Of light over dark, a balance of light and dark, a return of goodness over evil, knowledge over ignorance, hope over despair. Breathe in again. Close your eyes now if you haven't already. Diwali yesterday is a festival of the light, festival of lights. The new moon is a place of setting our intentions. And this time of returning, Mars returning, is about returning to courage and strength and our power. And I wanted to tap into places today that we're holding any grief. It's November. While we were globally warned or reminded or invited to think there might be a fall flu season like there always is, some of us have let go of lots of things, plans, future visions. So bring your hands, rub your hands together so they've been listening to your body, rub them together. Wake up their fingers and your hands. Inhale through your heart. Exhale your intention for the practice. Reach your hands wide. Inhale your arms wide. With your arms wide, your lungs can expand even more. Fill them up, fill them up. Exhale, bring your hands to your back ribs or your side of your ribs if it's not available to your reach. Put your hands on your rib cage and feel your lungs expand and contract. Our lungs hold grief sometimes. Breathe in and feel your lungs expanding. And if they're tight, if there's tightness in them, ask, is there grief that you're holding? Sometimes we don't acknowledge feelings, conscious or unconscious. And this is an important time to do that. So the next 3 breaths, I invite you to breathe in and breathe out through your lungs. and explore the places that you might not have noticed. I brought this year a wipe-off calendar, and I've wiped off more than I've put on it. First time. And I turned the page in my paper calendar to see that I was going to be in Australia and Africa this month. And a friend said, "Wow, that's a lot of loss. You must feel sad." So just to go into it with your breath to your lungs. So if you're just joining the practice, hands on your rib cage, breathing in to your ribs, breathing into your ribs. Let your ribs be soft. Breathe into those lungs and ask, is there any sadness in there? And just let the sadness come. You don't have to know what it is consciously. It might not be letting go of a big trip. It might just be life, changes, joys. My son has the grace of being away at college, and this week they locked him up. They're basically back on room quarantine, even though they haven't had any cases of COVID there, as a prevention. So where does this take you into your lungs and your breath? When we exhale through our mouth, it allows us to reset, to facilitate the reset of our fight or flight. So maybe there's fear in that grief. Or maybe there's grief in the fear. Trust whatever comes. Lungs are about drawing life in. So do you take life in fully? Ask yourself the question as you breathe in. Take life in perfect balance in the way that we inhale the exhale of the trees. Breathe out. And invite yourself into the place where you are worthy of living life fully. And let go of grief on your next 3 exhales again. November is about releasing and realigning. So this morning, let's release any grief, any sadness. And then tune into the part of you that might be connected. I know many of you who join me in practice have very sensitive systems. And perhaps you are feeling the grief of others. So get curious, breathe in again. How are you navigating? How am I navigating the higher level of feeling, conscious and unconscious, that's on the earth at this time? There's more feeling, more grief, more fear, more joy maybe. Let's look for joy. Remembering to breathe in through your heart, and your next breath, walk out into the field. Exhale through your heart. And there in the field, feel the sun on your face and the whisper wind kiss on your cheek. And get curious about how you navigate the higher level of feeling on the earth at this time. Ask for a sign in the field, a message. And maybe you notice a big tree, grandmother tree, wise, and you can go and sit by the tree, which is near a body of water so still that it reflects everything around it. And even as it's still, there's always movement underneath, and invite that movement and get curious again one more time about your grief, or the grief that's happening consciously and unconsciously on the earth at this time that you might be sensitive to. Rest your body against the tree there in the field. Maybe look at the surface of the water to see what's reflected there, what bubbles up. That time I thought I could not get any closer to grief without dying, I went closer. And I did not die. Surely God had a hand in this, as well as friends. Still, I went bent, and my laughter, as the poet said, was nowhere to be found. Then said my friend Daniel, brave enough among the lions, it's not the weight you carry, but how you carry it. Books, bricks, grief, it's all in the way you embrace it, balance it, carry it, when you cannot and would not put it down. So I went on practicing. Have you noticed? So what's heavy in your life? How are you carrying it? Have you heard the laughter that comes now and again out of my startled mouth? How I linger to admire the things of this world that are kind and maybe also troubled. Roses in the wind, the sea geese on steep waves, a love to which there is no reply. So next breath, let's just invite this poem from Mary Oliver, heavy. I'd like to invite you to go a little closer into the grief with your next breath, there against the tree in the field, to notice what you're carrying that's not yours, consciously or unconsciously. It's not the weight you carry, but how you carry it. Books, bricks, grief, it's all in the way you embrace it. Balance it, carry it when you cannot, and would not put it down. So go on practicing. Notice where you've heard laughter. Notice how you can linger and admire the beauty that's all around you, and the kindness and maybe troubles in the world. Notice how you can be with the love where there's no reply. Breathe in again. And then lift that grief up tenderly. Scoop it up from wherever it is around you in the field, or maybe it's in your own body, a little left, a little more. Honor it. Hold it close to your heart. Hold it close to your heart. Honor it. Some of the grief of loss is about having things to lose, and that can too be a celebration. Letting go is the way home, the way into your heart, the way to connect with love. And the only way to let go is to go through sometimes. The only way out is through. We've heard that. Breathe in again. Honor the grief. Rest it down by the tree. And then your next inhale, gather up. And I invite you into this place that says, and you can say after me, I have the capacity to take in the fullness of life. I have the capacity to take in the fullness of life. I lovingly live life to the fullest. Breathe it in, draw it in. And then if you're sitting instead of standing by that tree, stand in the field, stand and turn and wrap your arms around that tree that gives life to the lungs that you breathe in there. Exhale. Thank all the trees in the field where you are that surround your living space or surround this lake that I stand near. Thank you, trees. Thank you, grandmother tree here in this field, for being a resting place for me this morning. Thank you for receiving my tears. And stand and be in the field. Feel the sun on your face and the whisper wind kiss on your cheek, and know the warmth of this place. Of being in the field, and there in the field, breathe in and connect to the healing force, the healing power of love. Connect to your power as you root down, as you bring in that frequency of love again. And then inhale and walk in the front door of your heart with all of that love. Breathe in to your physical body. Exhale down into the earth. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's your intention? What do you want to bring with you this new moon? This place where I'm told it's time you can be energized into new projects or new places. Breathe in again. Breathe in that intention and exhale and give it away on your exhale. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Set an intention for this new moon to navigate gently where you are, to honor what comes and to know what's yours and what's not. I close this practice with a poem from Paul Laurence Dunbar called Life. Live life to the fullest today. Take this practice with you and share it. I'm excited that that I have meditations available now on iTunes. You can look it up. If you search my name, it should say Julie A. Hannon up there. You got to search Julie A. Hannon. I'll put it in the chat. Put it in the chat if you can't find it. Let me know if you're interested. Thank you for joining me. Please share this practice if you like it. And here's the poem about life from Paul Laurence Dunbar. A crust of bread and a corner to sleep in, a minute to smile and an hour to weep in, a pint of joy to a peck of trouble, and never a laugh, but the moans come double, and that is life. A crust and a corner that love makes precious, with a smile to warm, the tears to refresh us. And joy seems sweeter when cares come after, and a moan is the finest foils of laughter. And that is life. Thank you for sharing a little bit of your life with me this morning. Great to be with you. I look forward to seeing you next Sunday. Have a wonderful and beautiful day. And enjoy your stillness that you've created in your body. Oh, one more breath. Check in what changed for you. Write it in the practice. Check in before you jump off. What's changed for you from this practice? What did you notice when you do that close reading, when you go in close and follow your breath? And write a note to yourself. What was the gift of your practice for today? Have a beautiful new moon, everybody.